What's up, everybody? Welcome to Wolf Den Live, episode 216, the one where we must find the Jade Scorpion before the next full moon.
What the hell is that?
I actually screwed up the reference. It is the Jade Monkey. It was from the episode of The Simpsons where Mr. Burns asks for his stuffed teddy bear Bobo back, and they agreed to terms. And then Mr. Burns turns and goes, "One more thing. You must find the Jade Monkey before the next full moon." And then Smithers walks in and goes, "Actually, sir, we found it already."
Okay.
It was very good.
Anyway, hello, everybody. Hello, J Double. Hello, that dude. Hello, JT Mitchell. Hello, Jesse McCowan. Hello, Shrangurish. Hello, everybody.
Hello, anyone and everyone who is here.
But a special thank you to Menu, Migs Luna, Rusty Shackelford, Atif Faruqi, I Require Coffee, Ann Leslie, HWY61, Espionage Area 51, The Geek Chick, and
boy,
Aves for being members here on YouTube.
Thank you, everyone.
We appreciate you all very much. Anyway, we got some things to talk about today.
We do.
Oh, I accidentally just banned somebody. Hold on. That's not how you put a user.
Wolf Den Live, the only show that'll get you banned by accident.
We got to talk about the Xbox Series X specs that we now have, which would have been nice to have last week when I did my video on it. But it's the end of the month.
Yes, and that means next month is coming, and that means it's time once again for the free games you get if you are subscribed to Xbox Live, Games with Gold, and PlayStation Plus.
I forgot to set my lights to stream mode. Wow. All right, anyway.
All right.
So what do we start? We start with PlayStation.
Start with PlayStation, yes. It's a big month for Sony, Bob.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to download these. No. Never mind.
Because, so for the month of March, and they usually, the games are available the first Tuesday of March, so that would be March 3rd. You get Shadow of the Colossus and Sonic Forces.
All right. So this is the remake of Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, the PS4 remake, which to my understanding isn't that different. It's pretty much just the same game with more modern control scheme, more of a 2016 or whenever this game was released control set.
I remember when it came out, the remake. A lot of people were like, "This didn't age that good," because Shadow of the Colossus already has a pretty janky movement controls.
Yeah.
But that's just, at the time it was fine. Everything was good. It was good.
Yeah.
They didn't really change that much.
So
but it's still a great game.
So I played Shadow of the Colossus. I didn't play it when it came out on PS2. I got the Ico Shadow of the Colossus collection for PS3. And that is just a straight port, with textures upscaled so it runs in 1080p.
Right.
It's a rough game to play. I know it's a beautiful game and it's all artistic and stuff, all games are and all that crap. But oh my God, controlling Wanderer is such a pain in the ass. Like climbing the Colossi is almost impossible the further the game gets. Because it's one of those games with the grip meter. You have to actually grip and climb. But it's also the type of game where the enemy AI gets locked in a certain animation. So the Colossus will just sway back and forth like this the entire time you're on him. And you have to hold down grip that entire time while your grip gauge is slowly dwindling. So it'll take you an hour just to climb the thing because you have to hold on for dear life while he's swaying back and forth. And all he does is sway back and forth.
Well, that's you got to know you're getting into that. That the mechanic is climbing.
Right.
So if you play Breath of the Wild and you like the climbing and that's it.
Well, no, the mechanic is climbing, but in Breath of the Wild, the mountain doesn't try to throw you off.
Right.
And yeah, I understand that, the Colossus is going to try and shake you off, but the Colossus doesn't even give you a chance to climb, is what
Right.
I'm saying.
Well, that's the difficulty, you know?
I guess.
I think Shadow of the Colossus is one of those games where you can go anywhere and do any of the Colossi.
It's not. You have to do them in order,
Oh, you
but you
do.
have to find them. And finding them is a task unto itself because it is a big open world, but
Mhm.
there is nothing to do in it except find the Colossus.
But you can only find them in a specific order.
Correct.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you could go
Yeah.
to any of them.
No, the only thing you can do in the game besides hunt colossi is shoot little lizards. And the lizards, like, you can eat them and like increase your grip meter, but only certain lizards. You can only do that with the whitetail lizards, and there's only like maybe 10 lizards in the game at a time, and only one of them has a whitetail. And remember, this is a big open world.
All right, let's stop talking about Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm just saying, it's a rough game to go back to.
The next game is Sonic Forces, which is not a good game.
Look, all right. What I played back when it first came out, I only ever played it on your Switch because you wanted me to play it before the show. And I didn't hate what I played. It wasn't great, but I've played worse Sonic games.
All right. I think you need to play more of the game because it is very, very bad, and I don't think that there's like any redeeming qualities.
Well, now that it's free, I got no problem doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna have time to, but because I don't know if you know this, I'm a dad now, so
no, I had no idea. The I'm sure the first level or the first few levels where you're playing as Sonic, like. Those are nice and polished because it's the beginning of the game and they want a nice vertical slice to like look good. Yeah. The creative character levels are not good. And then it just starts to fall apart very, very, very quickly.
Right.
It's not good. It is not a good game. Do not play it. Except you will. You need to play it.
All right.
I should note that I've never played Sonic 06. So I feel like I have to.
You have to, because from what I remember playing of Sonic Forces, it's not broken.
It is though. Like it is.
All right,
you need to keep playing it.
There's unpolished and broken.
Yeah.
Like Sonic Forces may be unpolished. Sonic 06 is straight up broken.
No, Sonic Forces is broken. There's some jank.
Well, I will play it and I will get back to you.
But okay. So that's all we got for PlayStation.
Yeah. So depending on who you ask,
wait. There's also a trial for the
new Predator game.
Yeah. So this is made by the people who made Friday the 13th, or whatever that's called. Is that what that game's called?
Friday the 13th.
Okay. That's that cool.
The Jason Voorhees game.
Yeah. What's the what game did that mimic?
Oh.
It mimicked a different game, but it's basically one player plays as Jason and the other players play as like the camp counselors, and you have to go kill them. And it's a multiplayer game. This is the same people and it's the same idea, except one person's a predator, which is cool.
Yeah.
And you get a free trial to try it out. PlayStation Plus members will be able to try out intense asymmetrical multiplayer experience Predator Hunting Grounds this month with a weekend trial starting Friday, March 27th. Oh, so late in the month. But anyway, that's PlayStation.
Yes.
Over on Xbox.
Yes. Now,
I think I like this more.
So, over on Xbox, on the Xbox One, for the entire month of March, so from March 1st to the 30th, you get Batman: The Enemy Within, the complete season. This is Telltale Season 2 of Batman. I have played this. This is very good. This is the one with the Joker and Harley Quinn.
Okay.
And it's a very unique take on the characters.
Okay.
So that's a good one. Then you got from March 16th to April 15th, Shantae Half Genie Hero. This is the like cult classic Shantae series. It's another entry in that from Way Forward.
I have never played a Shantae game, and I always say Shanty.
I think it's Shantae.
That would make more sense. I would like to play that.
I know a lot of people like love these games. I played a little bit of one of them. I don't remember which one. And I know they're very like Metroidvania like, and I do like those games. It'd
Uh,
be the perfect type of game to put on Switch, but
I think they have it on Switch.
but not free.
No.
No.
How many Shantae games are there?
There's a bunch. There's the original Shantae on Game Boy Color. There's Half Genie Hero. There's
I only know of Half Genie Hero.
Half Genie Hero is like the most popular one.
It is on Nintendo Switch.
The Pirate's Curse, Risky's Revenge. That's the other one. Shantae and the Seven Sirens.
Half Genie Hero is $20 on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
So it's free if you have Xbox Live.
Yep.
We also have
Yes. Then we also have
2.
Xbox 360 games, which of course you can play on your Xbox One through backwards compatibility. March 1st to the 15th is Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. That is a bad Castlevania game. I think recently we got Lords of Shadow 1 for Games with Golds, and it's basically that's when Castlevania wanted to be God of War.
Okay.
And then Lords of Shadow 2 was the worst one. But from March 16th to the 31st, you get Sonic Generations.
So this is actually a good Sonic game.
This is a great Sonic game.
I'm glad they're putting Sonic, like PlayStation and Xbox are putting Sonic games there, I guess because of the movie, which is great. Xbox picked a good one. I don't get why PlayStation, I guess they're not doing last generation games.
No. I would not, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Xbox puts Sonic Forces up soon. But I do think it's cool that, they got different games. And I think it's even better that Xbox got an actual good Sonic game.
So
one of the best Sonic games ever.
We have Sonic Generations.
But
I'm going to download it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I have. Yeah, we have it for 360. My wife has it for PS3.
So we got it for everything.
Yeah, we even have it for 3DS, which is a worse version.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that. I think this is one of the games that is upgraded on the Xbox One X.
It is, and it looks really good on a One X.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna get that. I might also get Shadow of the Colossus just for the hell of it. Just to have.
Yeah,
it.
I mean, I'm gonna get them all because I always do. I'm willing to try Shadow of the Colossus, just to see like how different it currently is, because the first time around was rough. And it's a game that interests me, and I would want to like see it through.
By the way, the game that Friday the 13th was inspired by was Dead by Daylight.
That's it,
according to Deku Martin and I think Sardi.
Yeah,
and some other people in the chat. Okay, so those are the free games for the month. Nintendo had some garbage ones for the NES and SNES games.
Yeah.
But we talked about those already.
Mm-hmm.
So you can go to the Xbox website or the PlayStation website and download them there. If you log in, it'll automatically download to your console next time you turn it on, or if it's in sleep mode. So
yeah,
do that. That way you get the free games before the month's over. But I guess you got to wait for Sonic Generations, right? Until the middle of the month?
Yeah.
Before we talk about Xbox Series X, we got to say hello to Hythem G, who gave us $10 and said, I wonder if Master Chief is the last fighter on Season 2 of Smash Brothers when it comes to finish the fight. And I predict Travis, Touchdown, Lara Croft, 2B, and the Monster Hunter in Season 2 of Smash Brothers. I think there's a lot of safe bets there. I think 2B is a pretty safe bet. I think 2B is a potential.
Well, I think Sakurai confirmed that Nintendo already picked all the Season 2 fighters and that they're all Nintendo characters.
I don't know. I don't think he predicted that. No, I don't think he said they're all Nintendo characters. He did say that they were picked by Nintendo.
Okay.
So 2B, yes. I think for sure 2B is going to be there. Also a Monster Hunter. I think it's strange we haven't gotten one yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, but maybe if they come out with a new game or something, I don't know. What else? Travis touchdown. That would be easy for them to do.
Yeah.
I don't care about Travis touchdown.
I know you don't. But a
don't
lot of
need
people
that.
do.
I don't need that in my life. Master Chief would be amazing, but I just don't know if that's gonna happen. That would be a sick last fighter, though.
Yeah.
But again, that's an American thing. Like the Japanese could care less. It's not a Master Chief is not a big deal to them.
Yeah.
And Lara Croft, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't think Lara Croft would enter Smash.
But anyway, we got Dark Type with $1. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we got John Halstead with $2. Sonic Generations is on PS Now. Yeah, so
yeah, but that's different.
Yeah, they don't do backwards compatibility well.
We're talking about like traditional backwards compatibility, like they do on Xbox One. PlayStation Now, like that's a whole other thing. You have to subscribe to it and whatnot. So,
all right. Now we can finally talk about the Xbox Series X specs.
Yes.
So, Xbox, what was this, Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, on Monday, they released a whole big article on Xbox Wire talking about what you can expect from the next generation of gaming. The future of gaming has never been more inspiring. Creativity in games is flourishing. I'm not reading all of this. Here's a spec list. You got 12 teraflops. 12 of them.
Jeez.
Variable frame rate shading, hardware accelerated DirectX ray tracing, quick resume for multiple games, and smart delivery. Now I'm gonna break it down for you.
Oh, thank you. Break it down for my peon brain.
So 12 teraflops, that's double the tetrahedrons of the Xbox One X. So it's twice as powerful. I guess I'll just read. Next generation custom processor. The Xbox Series X is our most powerful console ever, powered by our custom designed processor, leveraging AMD's latest Zen 2 and RDNA 2 architectures, delivering 4 times the processing power of the Xbox One and enabling developers to leverage 12 teraflops of GPU performance. Twice that of the Xbox One X and more than 8 times the original Xbox One. I think it's of note that currently the Xbox One X is the most powerful gaming console ever, if you're not including PCs. And I know,
right? Yeah, currently it is.
My gaming PC could do. So this is gonna be twice as powerful as that. More than 8 times the original Xbox One. That's crazy. Xbox Series X delivers a true generational leap in processing and graphics power with cutting-edge techniques resulting in higher frame rates, larger, more sophisticated game worlds, and an immersive experience unlike anything seen in console gaming.
Whoa.
Do you have any questions there, Will, about any of that?
Yes. Could you repeat all the stuff you said about the things?
So,
no, I mean, this is a lot of flexing.
Yes.
Right now, my whole question is not really a question, but so we know Sony's working on the PS5.
Correct.
And we know it's going to be more powerful than the PS4 because obviously.
Yes.
But we don't exactly know what like they're working with in terms of hardware. This is a very bold claim for Microsoft to say that they are in fact making the most powerful console. That is them assuming that they know Sony is not.
Well, currently it's the most
right.
powerful console.
Right.
We might have some information on what the PS5 is going to be in comparison. Thanks to a leak, but we will get to that at the very end. Because again, it's a leak and we don't want to compare. We want to make sure we let everybody know this might not happen. This is just some 4chan guy. So basically what happened was somebody on 4chan put the specs of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and he got the Xbox Series X one right. So the PS5 specs might be legit. Anyway, So a teraflop is just how many like computations it can do, like at a certain time.
Right.
I was trying really hard to find a visual representation of like what a jump from like 6 to 12 teraflops would look like, and I did that a minute before the stream started, so I don't got that for you. But it looks like the difference between last generation and this generation is just gonna be pure power. There's not gonna be any like crazy like leaps in gaming other than just the pure power and how things are gonna look.
Well, that's a lot like the leap from like last gen to current gen.
Yes.
A lot of those games you couldn't really tell what the difference was unless you like put them side by side, and even then, like you really had to look and see. I think like the best example is Shadow of Mordor actually had less characters on screen. Like the Nemesis system wasn't as robust, and oddly enough, The Last of Us, the PS3 version looked substantially worse than the PS4 version.
So every single console generation, I always like attribute to a certain like I don't know, there's a specific thing that makes it what it is. The Super Nintendo generation. What was that? Just I guess a jump from 8-bit to 16-bit.
Yeah, well, like that's a big jump because like the sprites got more detail. You can use more colors. Things like that.
And then 64 generation, first 3D generation. Every console's got some 3D stuff going on.
Yeah.
Next was PS2 and GameCube, more refined 3D.
Yeah, but much better looking 3D.
But we started to see internet.
Right.
Because you got Xbox coming in that generation too. Mm-hmm. So I would attribute that to like internet functionality. And Xbox 360, PS3, I attributed that to achievements.
Well, also too, that was the first HD generation.
Yes.
So I would say like HD graphics is like a substantial leap.
Yeah, but most
games got
still ran
much
at
more complex. The pictures had to be much more bigger. Mm-hmm. It took longer to develop for because HD was much harder to make than standard definition.
Right. But I still there was a lot more internet functionality in that generation.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that was like the big pull in that generation.
Yeah.
But for PS5 and Xbox One X, really, I attribute that to more stuff on screen at once. Like the big thing when the PS4 came out was they were showcasing like Knack, all the stuff, Rezo gun, all that stuff. Where you just see all of these particles going on.
Yeah.
Maybe this generation might be lighting.
Oh, yeah.
They might go into lighting, which we'll talk about. Let me finish. Oh, we're there now. Variable rate shading. Our patented form of VRS empowers developers to more efficiently utilize the full power of the Xbox Series X rather than spending GPU cycles uniformly to every single pixel on the screen. They can prioritize individual effects on specific game characters or important environmental objects. This technique results in more stable frame rates and higher resolution with no impact on the final image quality. And hardware-accelerated DirectX ray tracing, which is what I was talking about with lighting. You can expect more dynamic and realistic environments powered by hardware-accelerated DirectX ray tracing. A first for console gaming. I should note that the PlayStation 5 has something very similar with ray tracing.
Yes.
This means true-to-life lighting, accurate reflections, and realistic acoustics in real time as you explore the game world. Okay, I didn't know acoustics was part of ray tracing, but I guess why not? I mean, that's how sound works in real life.
I don't know if acoustics means like sound acoustics, but
what else could it mean? That's the only thing that it could mean.
Hang on.
Because ray tracing is just light coming from like
right.
They're measuring where the light is bouncing off of.
Acoustic, noun, definition, the properties or qualities of a room or building that determine how sound is transmitted in it. Also, a branch of physics concerned with the properties of sound.
Yeah, it's a sound thing.
Yeah, it's sound.
So I guess why not lump that in with ray tracing?
Yeah.
Now, variable rate shading. What is that? Variable rate shading, or coarse pixel shading, is a mechanism to enable allocation of rendering performance or power at varying rates across the rendered image. Visually, there are cases where a shading rate can be reduced with little or no reduction in perceptible output quality, leading to free performance. Is this the thing that I always get confused with ray tracing?
I think so.
Where it's like whatever's in line of sight is being rendered and everything else isn't?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if it is. Variable rate shading example. Let's see here. I don't think it is. I don't think it is that.
I mean, there's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo that's going to be thrown about on this list that is very confusing to laymen like me.
Yeah, but I thought I knew this stuff, Will.
Yeah. Well, you think you know everything. You think you know me.
Yeah, well, these examples are just like this is what it looked like, and now it looks better.
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking for
Well,
that.
I mean, that's what every like next generation console throughout history, that's what it boils down to.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, where are we? Immersion is an instant. Immersion in an instant. I'm having strokes already, Will.
Immersion.
Yeah, whatever. That's what I said, right? It's got solid state drive. PlayStation made a big deal about their solid state drive in the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Wait, now we don't have PlayStation 5 specs, but we know that at the very least it's going to have a solid state drive because Mark Turney said so.
Yeah.
With our next generation SSD, nearly every aspect of playing games is improved. Game worlds are larger, more dynamic, and load in a flash, and fast travel is just that fast. So PlayStation made a big deal about their solid state drive because they were saying that it's integrated with the rest of the hardware, and developers can use that to make the game faster. So like if you put a solid state drive in your PlayStation 4 right now, it'll be faster, but the games won't necessarily capitalize on that speed.
Right.
But because of the way it's integrated with the rest of the stuff, the developers can capitalize on that.
Right.
It's unclear what they're doing differently than what Xbox is.
Well, I think both systems are going to be optimized for SSD, and it sounds like, at least on Sony's front, that they're using NVMe solid state drives, and those are the ones that plug directly into the motherboard rather than using a SATA connection. So
that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So, and NVMe drives are like known to being much faster than traditional SATA connections. With all the technical crap that Microsoft has put into this document, I'm surprised they didn't mention NVMe. So that leads me to believe that they're not using that.
So that would also mean that it's harder to upgrade on a PlayStation 5.
Probably.
If it's not using SATA.
I know on a PC, like NVMe, like you plug it in like you would plug in RAM.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's directly connected to the motherboard.
Well, sometimes it's soldered in there.
Right. I mean, Sony, their past two systems, you can update the hard drive on its own. So I would not be surprised if they at least gave you an option for expandable memory in some capacity. Like maybe you can put in an extra hard drive or something like that. We've seen from the leaks of the Xbox One X, the Xbox Series X, that there's that mystery port on the back, and that apparently is for expandable memory. So at least Microsoft is allowing that to happen this generation. Whether or not that's also NVMe or SATA, that remains to be seen.
Booga in the chat says, watch the ray tracing demo in Minecraft. No, ray tracing we got. We got ray tracing. You know what? Hold on, I'm going to pull it up. Might as well. Minecraft with NVIDIA RTX ray tracing. Boop. Oh, this is this is from Minecraft tips and tutorials. This should be good.
Oh boy.
All right, this is just literally showing the ray tracing. It's not showing like a comparison or anything. Okay, I've had enough already. Also, people are complaining about your freaking your stupid
Yeah, I don't know what you people want from me. I'm hardwired in.
Hold on. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, you're still the same.
Okay.
Blame Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
All right, where are we now? Quick resume. Listen to this nonsense. This is where we start to get into like actual like things people will care about. Like technical details are cool, but like the people who are like super interested in that probably play on PC.
Yeah.
Quick resume. The new quick resume feature lets you continue multiple games from a suspended state almost instantly, returning you to where you were and what you were doing without waiting through long loading screens. So this is quick save and quick load.
It's a little bit more than that because it sounds like you can like back out to the menu, open up another game, start that game, back out to the home screen again, and then resume your previous game from where you left off.
Yeah, that's quick save.
Right, but basically you can have multiple games open up at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little more. It does when you open it up. It friggin' loads a state.
It's a little more advanced than quick save because right now you can't have two games running at the same time.
Right, but it's not actually running the games at the same time. It's gonna close the other game. It's just gonna load really, really fast because it's gonna load a state, just like it would in a ROM, you know?
All right.
Like you just load up the ROM and then you hit quick save or quick load, and then it just instantly loads wherever you were.
Right.
So this is something we've had since the first Super Nintendo emulator I've ever used.
Right, but now it's being used on a console
in
a much more advanced situation. Because it's one thing to put it on an SNES emulator. Mm-hmm. It's another thing to hop between games like The Witcher and GTA and Skyrim and Red Dead and Fable and games like that.
Right. Yeah, because, I mean, it only worked in the Super Nintendo emulator because you're running it on a freaking powerful computer.
Yeah.
That's a lot more powerful than a Super Nintendo was. This is going to be supposedly the most advanced gaming console that is going to have a quick save and a quick load. So it's nice to see that in the game console. I'm not saying it's stupid. I'm just saying freaking taken from emulators. I'm saying I'm surprised that it's taken this long for something like that to happen.
Right.
Now, will Sony have something like this? Because that sounds like one of those things that developers are going to want to utilize, but it might be hard if it's...
I'm sure they'll have something similar, whether it's exactly the same as this, I doubt. They'll probably do their own Sony version of it.
Mm-hmm. Dynamic latency input. We're optimizing latency in the player-to-console pipeline, starting with our Xbox wireless controller, which leverages our high-bandwidth proprietary wireless communication protocol when connected to the console. I think this is very interesting. With dynamic latency input, DLI, a new feature which synchronizes input immediately with what is displayed, controls are even more precise and responsive. So how the hell is the controller connected to the console? You can use Xbox One controllers with the Xbox Series X.
So
at least the Elite controller, which leads me to believe that you can use the other ones too.
Yeah, I think you can use the other ones.
They said it'll be compatible with Xbox One accessories, but it doesn't have a Connect port. So it doesn't mean all accessories.
So the way Xbox One controllers work is they use a proprietary signal to send information from the controller to the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
It's not Bluetooth. It is its own Microsoft-made proprietary signal.
But then later models of the controllers have Bluetooth.
They have Bluetooth so you can connect it to other devices like a PC.
Okay, so it's not actually using Bluetooth on
It
the Xbox
does not use
One.
Bluetooth when it talks to the Xbox One.
Okay, so it's using a proprietary signal.
Right. So I'm guessing that the proprietary signal is getting an upgrade for the Series X.
So the Xbox 360 used a 2.4 gigahertz like signal of some sort.
Right. And that was also a proprietary signal.
Right. So now we're getting this new...
We're getting like version 3 of that.
Yeah, we're getting this new thing called dynamic latency input.
Yeah.
So Google Stadia, that controller connects to your internet. Like it connects straight to your router via Wi-Fi so that it can talk to the server as quick as possible, which I think is really cool. This isn't going to be doing that, but it just sounds like it's just a wireless protocol that is faster, and maybe it's faster because its only purpose is for the controller.
Yeah.
Like they know that it's just going to be controller inputs coming through this thing and nothing else. So how can we optimize the pipeline to just have controller inputs come through?
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how different the latency is going to be, because imagine like picking up an Xbox controller to play a multi-platform game, and it, like, let's say you're playing Call of Duty, you're big into Call of Duty, you switch between PS5 and Xbox One, Xbox Series X, and it just, that input just feels faster, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I remember in the Xbox 360 days, plugging in a wired controller felt way different playing Call of Duty. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing, because I doubt PlayStation is going to have anything like that.
I mean, I'm sure, you'll still be able to plug in a wired controller, and that will definitely be the fastest. But it sounds like they're doing everything they can to, because having wires is such a pain in the ass. It's so inconvenient. And
I really don't.
This looks like, well, yeah, because you sit 2 feet away from your.
That is true.
I don't. If I ever do a tour of my setup, you can see what I'm working with here.
You should.
Yeah,
you should do that.
I sit far away from my system, so.
You should do a tour and upload it to the youtube.com/Wulff channel.
I was watching your video and I'm just like, I could do this. One day. I currently have a pack and play in my setup, so.
Oh, nice. Well, include that.
Yeah.
Here's the big thing, Will. HDMI 2.1 innovations.
Woot!
So in my video talking about the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, I noted that they both claim that they're going to hit 8K and have 120 frames per second. But they don't say how many frames per second you'll get in 8K, and they don't say how high of a resolution you'll get at 120 frames per second.
Right.
So that's just, it's up in the air. You know what? Let me go to my tweet, because I don't even know if I have all the specs right. Will, why don't you, do you have that up? Could you read that while I do this?
HDMI 2.1 innovation. We've partnered with the HDMI forum and TV manufacturers to enable the best gaming experience through features such as auto low latency mode and variable refresh rate. Auto low latency mode allows Xbox One and Xbox Series X to automatically set the connected display to its lowest latency mode. Variable refresh rate synchronizes the display's refresh rate to the game's frame rate, maintaining smooth visuals without tearing, ensuring minimal lag and the most responsive gaming experience. So
yeah, you go.
I was just going to say, so not only are they working with the HDMI forum, which, yes, there is a forum, you must be licensed to make an HDMI anything. They're working with TV manufacturers to try and get like a really good gaming experience out of your screen. Because a lot of modern TVs, like, even though they're like 4K and can do all the frame rates you need, they're not all optimized for gaming the same way, if at all. So
PC players are not impressed because they've had this stuff.
Right.
PC
players are never impressed.
Yeah. They've had stuff like this. We've had stuff on console, like they've utilized variable resolution. so
Yeah.
that the frame rate is locked, but the resolution will scale if there's like a lot of stuff on screen.
Yeah.
So now it looks like they're gonna do that with the frame rate, which hopefully isn't gonna be too jarring.
Right.
Synchronizes the display. Oh, it's VSync. Never mind. It's just VSync. So it's like whatever the frame rate of the monitor is gonna be what the game's gonna output. That way it doesn't like try to push too hard, you know? Like you can set a PC game to like friggin' just max out, you know, do whatever refresh rate you can, and it'll like be choppy, and like it won't be noticeably choppy, but it'll scale the refresh rate. But if you have VSync or something similar, you can just lock whatever your monitor is. Like this monitor is 60 hertz. Every game should play at 60 hertz. You can lock it that way. So it looks like they have their own version of that, which is cool. But the interesting thing here is the HDMI 2.1. So when the PS4 and Xbox One first came out, I was upset because it was only capable of 1080p. And I was like, I understand 4K is like not widely used everywhere in 2013, but why don't you future-proof yourself?
And by 2015, 4K started to become more ubiquitous.
Yes. And I never anticipated iterative consoles in the middle of the generation. That was bizarre. I hope we never do that again, but I bet you we will. But anyway, because of that, I suspected that console manufacturers were going to use HDMI 2.0 because it would be easier to use, maybe cheaper. I don't know how expensive HDMI ports are. Right. And because they're always like a little bit behind, because it's going into a TV, you know, like not everybody's TV is going to have HDMI 2.1, especially now. I still don't think many TV manufacturers are capitalizing on 2.1.
No, 2.1 is a very new thing.
Yeah,
and TVs new. Are, you know, you don't upgrade your TV like you do your phone every 2 years. You buy a TV and you keep your TV for decades.
I know some people that do that. They will upgrade their TV every year, and like they'll capitalize on the 3D TVs. They'll get the curved TVs. There's a lot of people that are like that. Those people are weird.
Crazy people. Normals, or normies as we like to call them, will just buy the TV and they'll be fine with it unless it breaks.
Now, I use a monitor. So, I mean, I'm going to have to get a new monitor because this monitor, I love this monitor to death, this Acer Predator.
Yeah.
But it has an HDMI 1.4 port. My BenQ over here has 2.0, I think, but or like a 1.8 or something. But
I've been contemplating getting a second. Do you still have that wide BenQ monitor?
Yes, I'm trying to sell it to James, but he's being really weird about it.
Okay, never mind then.
Well, you know, maybe you can inherit this BenQ because I
honestly don't think it'll fit on my desk anyway. But I was just curious.
Well, you know, if you can hold out till the new consoles come out. Oh god.
Okay, I lost your picture.
You know why? Because it's because my keyboard went to sleep. It screwed everything up.
Isn't your keyboard wired in?
It is.
How does it go to sleep then?
Dude, I don't know, man. It's 2020, man. This is what happens. Well, you're gonna have to deal with no picture for a minute. So anyway, HDMI 2.1 is a big deal because it's just more bandwidth. It has 48 megabits per second, I want to say. Or gigabits per second? Probably gigabits.
Yeah, gigabits per second.
But HDMI 2.1 has the bandwidth to handle 4K 120 frames per second.
Yes.
Or 8K 60 frames per second. Mm-hmm. So when they say that these new consoles are going to be 120 frames per second, it means that they can do 4K. They have the they have the capability to output that. Whether or not they can do it with the hardware that's in it, like if the graphics card and the processor are going to be able to push that out, that has yet to be seen. But I bet if you're playing a freaking Shantae on the thing, you could probably get 120 frames per second.
Yeah, you can get 4K 120.
Actually, I say Sonic Generations because Shantae I think is animated, and that's probably like 12 frames per second.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was also worried about the 8K because there's no way that's going to happen. There's no way we're going to get 8K games anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like,
no, yeah. I mean,
games still have a hard time running at 4K.
I mean, I'm sure, Halo 7, when that comes out, will run in 8K 60 perfectly. But probably not even at launch. That'll probably have to be like a post-launch patch thing down the road.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. 8K is just too much. And nobody's got an 8K monitor.
Nobody's got an 8K monitor. And even if they do, like, the jump between 4K and 8, the jump between 1080p and 4K is already, a lot of people don't see that as that big of a leap. So the jump between 4K and 8K isn't going to be that much better either.
Well, yeah, if you don't think the jump was that big between 1080p and 4K.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty noticeable. At first it really wasn't good,
yeah.
But I think it's because of the TVs I was looking at it on,
Right.
Or I mean, a lot of they would show, like, when you go to like the Sony store, they would have a Sony TV playing like freaking Avengers in 4K, but it wasn't shot in 4K.
Right.
So that's part of why it didn't look so good. But if I shoot with my camera in 1080p and if I shoot in 4K, there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah. I think the big thing too, a lot of Hollywood movies like Avengers, even if they're shot in 4K, they're mixed in 2K. So, when they're finally output, they're, out the highest they go is 2K. So you really can tell all, the 4K Blu-rays and stuff, they're all up converted back to 4K.
They probably want the room to like crop in and out and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, Xbox exclusive like Halo. Oh no, I don't want to read that part. We'll get to that part later. So yeah, the other part of this is 120 frames per second support. With support for up to 120 frames per second, Xbox Series X allows developers to exceed standard 60 frames per second output in favor of heightened realism or fast-paced action. PlayStation 5 is also going to have 120 frames per second, according to Mark Cerny. Again, neither of them are saying at what resolution, but the output is capable of 4K 120 frames per second. So we'll at least be seeing that. I suspect you're going to see 1080p 120 frames per second for a while. I don't think we're going to be seeing 4K in most games. Anyway, the next generation of compatibility, the benefit, blah, blah, blah. 4 generations of gaming. Our commitment to compatibility means existing Xbox One games, including backwards compatible Xbox 360 and original Xbox games, look and play better than ever before. Your favorite games, including titles in Xbox Game Pass, benefit from steadier frame rates, faster load times, and improved resolution and visual fidelity, all with no developer work required. Your Xbox One gaming accessories also come forward with you.
So you
can use Xbox One accessories. However, there's no Kinect port.
No. You can get a USB adapter for Kinect.
Oh, that's
you really want to use it.
That'll probably be it. That's the answer.
So it's great that it's backwards compatible with everything. I think that's wonderful. I think that is reason alone to get a Series X. They stopped adding games to the backwards compatibility list on Xbox One. So whatever backwards compatible games for 360 and original Xbox are available, that's it for now. My hope is that once Series X launches, they resume adding games to the list so we can get closer to, everything being available.
It's a weird way to word it.
Yeah.
Existing Xbox One games, including backwards compatible Xbox 360 and original Xbox games. So that means whatever is currently backwards compatible is what you're going to get.
Yes.
Which is a little upsetting. But I mean, they're at least doing backwards compatibility a lot better than PlayStation has been.
Yes.
PlayStation 5 claims that they're going to have much better backwards compatibility.
Yeah.
But we have yet to see if that's going to happen. Anyway, smart delivery. This technology, this is also interesting. This technology empowers you to buy a game once and know that wherever you are playing it on Xbox One or Xbox Series X, you are getting the right version of the game on whatever Xbox you're playing on. They also double spaced accidentally here. Do you see that? They put a double space right there. We're making the commitment to use smart delivery on all our exclusive Xbox Game Studios titles, including Halo Infinite, ensuring you only have to purchase a title once in order to play the best available version of whichever Xbox console they choose to play on. This technology is available for all developers and publishers, and they can choose to use it for titles that will be released on Xbox One first and come to the Series X later. So, you can friggin', if you want to wait on getting an Xbox Series X and you want to play Halo Infinite, let's say, you can just buy Halo Infinite for the Xbox One. Then when the Series X comes out, you could just friggin' pop the same disc into the Series X and have a better experience.
Yes.
However, they say at the very end, this technology is available for all developers and publishers, and they can choose to use it for titles that will be released on Xbox One first and come to Series X later. That means that if it comes out for both consoles at the same time, you might not get the same experience on both consoles. You might not be able to take the disc from the one version and put it into the Series X version.
Well, I think you'll be able to, play the same disc.
Right. You're right.
But there is the potential for, like I said earlier, Shadow of Mordor situation where the previous gen version is noticeably lacking in content and features compared to the next gen version.
Yeah. So this isn't like an end all fix.
Right.
Like they're Xbox exclusive games are probably gonna be like that, where you could take the disc and put it into the. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna be like that for the foreseeable future. I think we're gonna see a lot of nerfed versions on the Xbox One versus the Xbox Series X.
Well, CD Projekt Red already confirmed that they're going to support smart delivery for Cyberpunk.
Right. Correct.
They came out and they said, gamers should not have to pay for the same game twice. So if you buy Cyberpunk on Xbox One, when you play it on Series X, you will get a Series X version of it at no additional cost. You will get the next gen version of the game.
So I think it was RGT who said on Twitter that this is because they have the marketing rights. So, at the end of the Cyberpunk trailer, it'll say, play it on Xbox, even though it's coming for PlayStation also.
Right.
So it's assumed that Microsoft is like, hey, you got to do this now.
Right.
because, you're developing for us.
Right.
First. But yeah. They're gonna. But also, Cyberpunk comes out before the Xbox Series X does. So that's what Microsoft is trying to say, that if a game comes out before the Xbox Series X comes out, or the Xbox Series X version comes out, you should get the same experience on both.
Right.
However, if it comes out on both at the same time, I feel like you might get a nerfed version on the Xbox One. So again, the wording here is a little weird.
Well, I think, at least in terms of like Cyberpunk and Halo, the first wave of games, I should say, will probably, the enhancements will mostly probably just be graphical.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they're going to add like anything too crazy to gameplay or anything like that. But down the road, this could be a problem. Down the road, like I keep saying Halo 7 because that's the obvious speculation, but like Halo 7, you pop it in your Xbox One and you get a pretty decent game, but you pop it in your Series X and it has a whole different online component. It has all these new features, new customization options, new characters, things like that.
So the assumption here is that they're developing games now like they develop PC games. So like they're infinitely scalable, or that's the wrong word, but they're way more scalable than console games have ever been.
Right.
So like if you have a crappy PC, you could still play Doom. It's just going to run worse. And if you have a super high powered PC, you can play the same game and get it'll feel the same. It'll just look worse or
Right.
look better. So that's how they're developing games now. And it's possible that they just might. I mean, the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 are like gaming PCs. So the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 are also probably going to be pretty similar to gaming PCs. So it's possible that we could see like a Halo 7 that just runs worse on an Xbox One than it does on an Xbox Series X. What I don't imagine is third-party developers capitalizing on something like that.
We're probably not going to see a lot of third parties take advantage of this.
Especially because it's less money for them. Like EA freaking selling FIFA for the Vita, the same version 2 years in a row.
I think a good metric to see who will use smart delivery is to look at who used supported backwards compatibility versus who just re-released the game in like an HD version.
Mm-hmm.
So like, Activision, to their credit, all of the Call of Duty games are available via backwards compatibility. By contrast, you cannot play Arkham Asylum or Arkham City through backwards compatibility. You have to buy the Return to Arkham collection for Xbox One.
Right.
So WB probably won't support this.
Yeah. I don't see people like WB, EA, Activision. I don't see them capitalizing on something like this.
Right.
I mean, maybe for Overwatch, but still, I don't know.
Maybe.
All right, we're almost done here.
Yeah.
Xbox Game Pass, in addition to games from across 4 generations of consoles, our leading game subscription service, Xbox Game Pass, will continue to have our first-party games like Halo Infinite included at their launch. We look forward to millions of you experiencing the Game Pass portfolio and immersing yourselves in a deep library of high-quality games, playing those you love now and also discovering your next great adventure. Game Pass is awesome. If you get an Xbox Series X, you will probably get a free trial of Game Pass, and that means you'll be able to play Halo Infinite instantly without paying for it.
Yeah.
But I want to own it. I might pay the $60 because I'm not going to use Game Pass every month.
Yeah, that's why I haven't subscribed, because
I used it once for Sea of Thieves. Well, that game was not good. And
apparently got better.
Yeah, apparently it did. I don't need that. I don't turn on my Xbox very frequently. So
yeah.
So I'm probably still just gonna buy Halo Infinite. Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Okay. So yeah, that's it for the Xbox Series X. That's the technical specs we got. 12 teraflops. Wow.
It's very detailed for a system they haven't revealed yet.
Yes.
They revealed it, but like not in the traditional way where it's like this big event. Like, here's the Xbox Series X and all the crap you need to know about it. This is like been a slow reveal over the course of several months. First, we got the name. Then, like a few months later, we got a look at the system. Then, a few months later, now we got the specs. So
here's the thing. Remember I mentioned before that there was a leak that pretty much nailed the Xbox Series X specs?
Yes.
It also has the PlayStation 5 specs.
Uh-huh.
So this leak was a little off. Like unconfirmed, I guess. I think they nailed the AMD Zen 2 CPU.
Mm-hmm.
I think they nailed that. They are, I mean, this is 11.8 teraflops for the GPU.
Right. I mean, rounded up, that's 12.
That's 12. The RAM DDR6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, GDDR6. Yeah, I believe that's true. 1 terabyte SSD. I don't think we know for sure what the size of the SSD is.
It can't be less than a terabyte.
No, well,
because I don't even think, as of right now, I don't think you can buy an Xbox without a 1 terabyte hard drive. I don't think they make 500 gig hard drives anymore.
Well, PlayStation 5, this leak says 500 gigabytes.
That's gotta be BS.
So
PS4s don't ship with 500 gigs anymore.
solid state drives are more expensive than
They are
regular
more
hard drives.
expensive, but games are huge now.
Yes.
Games are huge current gen. Imagine
I
how huge they're going to be next gen.
I have a really hard time. I have a 500 gigabyte PlayStation 4. It's the launch PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
I have a hard time installing games. Every time I want to install a game, I have to delete something.
Yeah.
Freaking Call of Duty is the absolute worst. There's always an update.
Yeah.
It takes forever, and that game was like 200 gigs.
Yeah. So imagine if PS5 launches with 500 gigs, that's 2 Call of Duty games and maybe an indie game.
They might be afraid of cost. I know that there was a leak saying that they are having a hard time pricing
a big concern. Well, a big concern is cost because of the SSD and also cooling.
Mm-hmm.
They want it to be cool and quiet, and right now their method for doing that is very expensive.
The interesting thing about this leak, which might not be true, it just might have been a really good guess, is that the PlayStation 5 is more powerful.
Yes.
It's got a very slightly weaker processor. Instead of 3.7 gigahertz, it's 3.6.
Right.
But 12.6 teraflops compared to 11.8.
Right.
It's got 18 gigabytes of GDDR6, whereas the Series X has 16. It's only got a 500 gigabyte hard drive, according to this.
I refuse to accept that.
And you were saying that it's probably integrated into the board.
Yeah.
So that would mean that it's probably not user upgradable.
Yeah.
Which would be horrible if it's that small and not user upgradable. I'm sure you can expand it with an external or something. Bandwidth, yeah, it's pretty much the same. So PlayStation 5 might be more powerful, which would be amazing because that's not usually the case.
Right.
But I don't know how much I'd buy this. I think it might have just been a really good guess. Also, half of these specs aren't confirmed yet. So we don't really know. I think that's it. I think that's it for friggin' Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
After an hour of the podcast. I hope everybody had a good time jumping through these technical specs.
Was it as good for you as it was for us?
Where are we at?
Ardilly with $25. Damn, boy. Switch for life. Love you guys.
Thanks, Ardilly.
Thank you. I just bought Doom 3 for the Switch because it was only like $2.
Mm-hmm.
Still Doom 3.
We're going to get Doom 64.
Yeah, buddy.
For like $6.
Yeah.
What was the last thing we read? Okay. Hytham G said with $5 says, what about Banjo and Kazooie? They're Western characters that entered Smash, and it could happen with Chief since those two inspire me to have Chief in game. Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying that. Also, I think Banjo-Kazooie is a little different because that was also a popular game in Japan.
And it has roots with Nintendo.
Yes. So that's a little different.
Yeah.
Xbox has not been popular in Japan.
No.
I don't think ever. There's a lot of other characters on the list of like wanted characters that I think have a better chance of being in it than Master Chief.
See?
But that doesn't mean that he's not going to be in it.
Did you see today that they added a character from Warframe as one of the spirits?
I did see that. That was weird.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, Chief might not be a playable character, but he could very well be a spirit.
True. I think that we're going to see someone out of left field, or at least a few characters out of left field. I just don't know who the hell it's going to be. And I'm just going by the probability of what's going to happen. K Asante with $5 says, they're using virtual machines. The quick resume is using snapshots. Who's using virtual machines? Emulators?
I guess. Well, yeah, because they have to virtually recreate the machine.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, well, I guess how does a save file work anyway? Isn't it just a snapshot?
You're asking the wrong guy.
right? It doesn't just load all the stuff
Yeah.
that you just does it at certain points instead of just wherever you are.
Mm-hmm.
We have the processing power now. Why can't we just do it wherever we are? You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, Redith Graham with $5. I wonder if this wireless technology is already in the Elite Controller Series 2, just laying dormant. Maybe a firmware update.
Maybe.
It's probably the same wireless band, just using a different protocol. So
yeah,
a firmware update might just do it. R. Dilly with 25. Oh, you read that one.
Yeah.
Adrian Sheffetz-Broca with a toonie. Is Doom 64 better than the previous 63 Doom games? I was very confused for a second.
I've heard it's very good. I've never played it.
We don't have it?
No,
we don't.
And I remember it's one of those games where we could have rented it at any time, but I don't think I ever did because I just assumed it was Doom.
Yeah.
Like it
looks
Doom.
like Doom.
Yeah.
But apparently it's a different game.
It was a very different game. Apparently, the lead developer of Doom Eternal, his favorite game is Doom 64.
Mm-hmm.
So like a lot of like what was in that game is inspiring Doom Eternal, and that's why they're re-releasing it after all these years.
Nate Baum in the chat says the spirit of Master Chief is the spirit of America, the spirit of what's old and what's new.
Yes.
And then PP Hardaway says not emulators, Microsoft. I don't know if he's the guy who gave us money.
He's not.
Oh yeah, it says their name. Anyway, what's next on the list here? Well, we got. I don't think I put this in. Oh, because the rest of the stuff is you could just lump it all together.
Okay.
Yacht Club Games reveals a new game.
Yay!
It's called Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. Will we be able to play this at PAX?
Probably.
We played Showdown last year.
Yes, and that ninja game that they are publishing.
Yeah, so Cyber Shadow
Yes.
was supposed to come out last year, I believe, but it's coming out fall this year. So hopefully it's at PAX again because that was amazing. I'm very excited about
that was very good.
This is a puzzle game. Yacht Club Games has today revealed a brand new entry into its hugely popular Shovel Knight series. Confirmed for release on Nintendo Switch, the new game is called Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. The news comes from today's Yacht Club Games Presents video presentation, where the brand new puzzle adventure mashup was shown off for the first time. Players will join Shovel Knight on a journey into the depths of the titular Pocket Dungeon, joining up with a mysterious guide known as Puzzle Knight to shovel through foes, grab new equipment, and battle bosses, both new and familiar. It's essentially a falling block style puzzler, but it comes with a dungeon crawling twist as explained by this features list. Enter a world of falling block games with a dungeon crawling twist, an all new hybrid that's never been seen before. Bump into enemies in battle to battle them and trade damage in a unique combat system. Group foes together for massive chain attacks while grabbing keys, power-ups, and potions to refill your health. Blah, 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 blah. So I guess there's like an overworld where you like dungeon crawl and walk around, and then there's like puzzle. I guess the fighting is the puzzle game part.
Interesting.
I've heard of Pocket Dungeon before. That's a series of games.
Yeah.
Right? I just keep getting Shovel Knight Pocket Dungeon. I don't think it is a series of games. I think I made that up.
It's a board game.
Cool. I could have sworn. Oh, I'm thinking of Puzzle Quest. That's what I'm thinking.
Yes.
Of. So there you go, a new Shovel Knight game. I'm not going to play this. I'm not a big puzzle game guy. I like Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's amazing. I haven't played it in a very long time. But I'm a big fan of Shovel Knight. Yeah, I don't need a puzzle game in my life.
I like puzzle games.
So are you going to play this?
No.
Cool. Thanks,
but I would, and I probably enjoy it.
Anyway, Pokemon alike, Temtem Yeah, you excited to play that?
Yeah.
It's added 50 new creatures, ranked matchmaking, and more. So I have not played Temtem.
Mm-hmm.
I was very close to playing it. I was going to stream it
Uh-huh.
on one of the Sunday streams. And then you had to have a baby.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You ruined my Temtem. When the baby's old enough, I'm going to tell him that she ruined any chance of me playing Temtem.
Yeah.
But anyway, if you're playing it, congratulations. Now you can friggin' get all these new features. It might still be early access on Steam, but Temtem, the Pokemon-like MMO from Crema Games, has had a very decent start. It's managed to sell 500,000 copies in its first month, and when we tried it out for ourselves, we were left even more interested in its upcoming launch on the Switch. I didn't even know it was coming. Now that its first month has been successfully navigated, the Temtem team has released a short-term roadmap for the game. Crema Games notes that every detail shown below is not 100% confirmed for the game, saying we're not really big fans of having public dates for everything. They add a lot of unnecessary pressure on the team, and they make making games and swapping features around a very difficult task. With that in mind, here's what we can expect to mostly appear in the game going forward. In spring 2020, they're going to have a ranked matchmaking. They're going to have a spectator mode.
Wow.
They're going to have in-game chat. Wow. That's something Nintendo would never do. Chat bubbles.
Wow.
So I guess that's like friggin' you could type your own stuff.
Yeah.
And club management. So I guess that's like a clan.
Yeah.
In summer 2020, new island. I guess like a new region. 25 new Temtem. Jeez. I think it's just less than 25 new Temtem. Player housing.
It's the about sign. So about 25 new Temtem.
It's a squiggle?
Yeah.
I can't tell from this far away. Climbing gear. Okay. And new emotes. And in fall, they're going to have a new island. Another new island. Jesus. About 25 new Temtem. First mythical Temtem. Now they're really stepping on Pokemon's toes. And in-game tournaments, quest diary, and achievements. Okay. So they're updating the game to add more stuff, and I'm assuming that it's free. Doesn't really say.
If they keep updating it, that must mean the game's doing well. There's an audience and a fan base for it, so that's good. Good for them.
I appreciate their Twitter account. It made me like them more.
Yeah.
They have a very wholesome Twitter account.
Mm.
I would like to give this game a try. I am of the camp that I think that this game blew up in popularity just because people were mad at the Pokemon Company for the National Dex stuff. Otherwise, I think if there was no controversy, Temtem would have been swept under the rug as just a freaking Pokemon clone or like a cheap knockoff.
Well, I think it would have had a cult following regardless. I just think the cult is much more vocal because, of all the controversy surrounding Sword and Shield.
Correct. Yeah. So, I'm willing to give it a shot. It's cool that they're updating it. They're updating it because it's working out really well for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I got to give it a shot. It's also interesting that they're releasing new islands around the same time that Pokemon Sword and Shield is releasing their DLC.
Oh, they know what they're doing.
With new islands.
They know what they're doing.
It's very interesting. But I guess I got to give it a shot. Rockin' Val says, yes, the new updates are free with the game.
Nice.
Right now it's in early access, so that makes perfect sense. I just closed my keep. We got $5 from Adrian Kathets Broca, who says the CH is the same sound in Ahmed. Also, it's pronounced Socrates. Are you Socrates? Socrates? Are you Socrates?
Yeah.
That mother effer puts a 5 in Socrates. How the hell am I supposed... Anyway. PlatinumGames has a new game. Last week we talked about how PlatinumGames was going to make a big announcement this week. and we were like, is it going to be Bayonetta 3 stuff? What are you eating on this podcast right now?
Almond butter cookie. I'm muting it so you don't hear the crunching.
PlatinumGames announced that they said that they're going to have a big announcement this week. And I assumed it was going to be Bayonetta 3 information, which would be great because we haven't heard anything. And I'm assuming that that's coming out later this year because Nintendo doesn't have much to come out this year. But no. It's this game called Project GG. Have you seen the trailer, Will?
I've not seen the trailer, but I read all like the write-ups on it.
Okay. So at first I'm watching it and I'm like, I don't know if I'm a fan of PlatinumGames. Like Bayonetta is good.
Yeah.
But like I'm not catching the vibe, you know?
Right.
But then at the very end of the trailer, friggin' the dude, there's a friggin' giant kaiju and the dude turns into like a friggin' what do you call that? Super Sentai? What do you call that? When they get big.
Yeah, the robot.
Yeah, what do they call that?
Yeah, I forgot the technical term.
Well, he turns into a big he turns huge and fights the kaiju. I think that's awesome. I'm all for that. Yeah. It looks like freaking he looks just like Gridman.
I'm watching the trailer now.
So
I think part of this announcement was that this is going to be the first game that Platinum publishes by themselves. Okay. All previous Platinum games have been teamed up with a publisher, usually Sega or Nintendo, or Activision in certain cases. This is the first time they're publishing their own game, so therefore they 100% own the IP. They don't have to go through any deals with their publisher or whatnot.
So that means it's probably multi-platform.
It can be, yes.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
There was a weird wording here somewhere. Anyway, Hideki Kamiya is the director again, of course.
Yes, creator of Bayonetta, Wonderful 101. He also created Devil May Cry.
This might have been it. The powerful
the original. Go ahead.
The powerful climax of the Hideki Kamiya superhero trilogy. I don't know why they had to say powerful climax, but also I didn't know there was a trilogy of superhero stuff.
Well, the Wonderful 101 is a superhero game.
Right. I knew that.
Oh. Beautiful Joe. When he worked at Capcom.
Oh. But there were two Beautiful Joe games.
There were.
Is this another Beautiful Joe game?
Down further, it says, in an interview with Famitsu, Kamiya said that the game is Platinum challenging what the company hasn't challenged before, adding that if Beautiful Joe is like Kamen Rider, and if Wonderful 101 is a squadron, then Project GG is a huge hero.
Huge
hero. So it sounds like he's going through like all the different kinds of Sentai shows in Japan. Like Beautiful Joe's like Kamen Rider, the lone man who like transforms and fights evil that way. The Wonderful 101 is like Super Sentai or Power Rangers for all you Americans out there, where it's a team of people coming together to fight bad guys. And Project GG is going to be the big ass mech battles in the city streets.
So I guess they're lumping the first two Beautiful Joe games together as one game, or one part of the trilogy.
Unless he didn't do Beautiful Joe 2.
Oh, maybe.
Anyway,
this interests me. I'm interested.
Looks very good.
I'm down for it.
Every game I've played I haven't played every Platinum game, but I've liked a lot of the stuff they've done. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for this. I hope it does come to the Switch.
Yeah, I hope it comes to the Switch. But I would break out the old Xbox for it.
Yeah, I don't think, because I know Platinum said they were going to make a whole bunch of announcements, and I don't think they're done.
No.
Yeah,
I think we might see some tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think they were supposed to do it on Thursday. Platinum Games announcements. Platinum Games announces announcement. I'm just going to get the announcement from today. I'm not going to get the announcement from last week. Oh, major announcement coming February 27th. That was today.
Yes.
No, that's tomorrow.
Oh.
Well, it's now in Japan, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. The mysterious news will drop in February 27th issue of Japanese publication Famitsu. So you said they already talked to Famitsu.
Yes.
You quoted something that he said to Famitsu.
Yes.
So that was probably it then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's that. Yeah, I'm gonna give that a shot.
Yeah.
The last article I have on here is that the creator of the world's most famous cheat code has died.
Yeah. You don't think that a cheat code was created by one person, but it was.
In Nintendo Life, it says cheat codes aren't much of a thing these days, but back in the 80s and 90s, they were a big deal. These little hidden hacks were used by developers to test portions of the game, but often made their way into the final code by accident or design. In the case of the famous Konami Code, up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, and then start. Isn't it select start? Don't people leave out the select part?
No, that's a different code.
Oh.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, start is the Konami Code.
Mm-hmm.
Some Konami games, there's an extra code where it's up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start.
Oh. Well, anyway, it was a case of a hack being accidentally left in a game and then becoming something more intentional. The story goes that the developer of the Famicom port of Gradius found the game so hard that he decided to create the code so he could test the entire game. The presence of the code in the final game wasn't spotted until after it was released, but Konami decided against removing it from future revisions in case it caused issues with other parts of the game. You know, because when you're developing something, if you try to fix one part, it'll probably break another part.
Right.
With Western players, it became a must-have cheat for games like Contra, which enjoyed incredible success during the NES era. Since that time, it has been used in numerous Konami and non-Konami titles, becoming the most famous cheat code of all time. Why are we telling you all this? Well, today brings us sad news that Kazuhisa Hashimoto, the aforementioned developer of the Famicom port of Gradius, who created the code, has passed away. So he's the guy who created the code because the game was too hard for him. The news was shared by one-time Konami composer Yuji Takenouchi on his Twitter account. Speaking about the creation of the code in 2003, Hashimoto said, "I had one guy under me, and he played through the coin-op version. That one's really tough. I hadn't played that much and obviously couldn't beat it myself, so I put in the Konami code." And then he laughs. While it might not come as much of a consolation, it's amazing to think that a simple hack created to make a person's job easier has become such a major part of video game folklore, and that's quite a cool legacy to leave behind if you ask us. Our thoughts with Hashimoto-san's family and friends at this difficult time. It doesn't say how he died.
No, it does not.
Well, it's just, I guess it's just because the friggin' what's his name? Just because the one guy tweeted it, that was it.
Yeah.
Takenouchi.
Right. He was 61 years old, though.
Okay. Yeah. This also doesn't say what he did at Konami. He was one of the two programmers on.
Yeah, he was a game programmer. He was at that point. He was helping to port Gradius over to the Famicom,
and he had one person under him.
Yeah,
but maybe there were people above him. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, there's always people above you.
Anyway, that's all we got. There's not much going on. Well, actually, there was the Animal Crossing Direct, but there honestly not a lot happened in it. We learned a bunch of stuff about Animal Crossing, but there's not much. I mean, there's not much about the features that I'm super amped about.
Yeah,
I just got to play the game, and that's it. So anyway, I guess now, well, let's No, we got all the super chats. Let's do we got unboxing.
Yes. Let me go get them.
All right, you get. Well, I have one here actually.
Ooh. Well, I got two here.
This I already took out of the Amazon package. Do you remember Creative, the company Creative?
Yeah, the headphones.
They do headphones. They used to do.
You had a Creative Zen Micro MP3 player.
Yes.
Back when everyone had iPods.
And then it was a great MP3 player, and then it died 2 months in.
Yep.
They also make sound cards for computers.
Yes.
The Creative Sound Blaster cards.
Mm-hmm.
They also they do a lot of audio stuff for computers. Yes. They sent the Sound Blaster for PS4, Nintendo Switch, PC, and Mac.
Okay.
This is it right here.
I can't see, so I gotta wait for.
Too bad. They're more important than you will.
Right.
So I have no idea how this is gonna work. So you can plug a mic into it on the PS4. You can plug a mic into it. It also has an optical line in, so you can plug the PS4 into it and headphones. So you can plug headphones out. So I guess the PS4 will recognize that.
Nice.
And I guess that'll work on the Switch also. That's interesting.
Oh, I've seen that.
So it comes with an optical cable, which is important. Oh, and it does come with a USB to USB-C adapter, which is important because if you have your Switch docked, or if you want to play on a PS4, you're going to need that.
Yeah.
So here it is. I guess I'll give it a shot because I'm interested in this. This is also... No, I guess you couldn't... There needs to be a simpler solution to have PC audio mixed in with your game audio. So you could have headphones, so you could use Discord and stuff. Or so you can use your phone for chat like you would in some Nintendo games.
Right.
I don't think this would work for that. It has a mic. Yeah, the mic input. Yeah, the mic input would just be. It would just go to the console just like any other mic. So if you're playing Fortnite, you can talk to your friends that way.
Right.
I think this optical cable is weird looking. It's got a normal optical on one end, but then on the opposite end, it's like long and narrow. And the port kind of looks like a 3.5 millimeter port.
Might be a mini Toslink.
It says optical. It says optical line.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
that counts as mini Toslink.
Yeah, you know on the back of the GCHD Mark II?
Yeah.
It has an audio port.
Mm-hmm.
It doubles as 3.5 millimeter and optical Toslink.
Oh, so does that mean this doubles as 3.5 millimeters as well?
Might be.
Because that would make a lot of sense. Because, I mean, the Switch doesn't have an optical out.
Right.
So you would need to plug it in.
I have
normally
their website up.
But then again, why do you need the optical line in the first place if it's plugging in USB-C?
Some headphones use optical.
But it's a line in, not out. And on the box, it says PS4 is what's going to plug into the optical line in.
Right.
Which is fine, and that makes sense. Well, no, it doesn't make sense, because you plug it in USB.
I don't know. You're just going to have to...
It should just work as a sound card.
You're just going to have to review it and get it back to us.
On the back, it says Game Voice Mix. Cool. Mobile remote app support. I think it's their app. And plug and play via USB-C. Yeah, I'm going to have to use it and see what the hell is going on here. Portable gaming USB DAC amp.
Heh, DAC.
I'll give it a shot. Let's see what happens. Brian Shadow with $5 says the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 does that. What is that?
Does what?
Does what? All right, what do you got, Will?
This first one's from Hyperkin. And they sent us a little thank you note, even though we haven't done anything yet. It says, "Hey, Bob."
Oh, not you. Only me.
Thank you for taking the time to check out our brand new X91, looking forward to hearing what you think. Sincerely, the Hyperkin team.
Thanks.
Well, you got Will. Sorry about that. And this is it.
Open that bad boy up.
So I actually wanted to get one of these when I had an Xbox upstairs, but now that it's downstairs, I don't really have use for it. But this is essentially an Xbox One controller, also usable for the Windows 10 PC, that is designed more like an old school like Super Nintendo controller, where it's like flat, so that you can use it more so with retro inspired games or 2D side scrolling games.
Yeah, I'm excited to try that out. What game? I mean, Cuphead,
Sonic Mania,
Sonic Generations,
yeah.
That'll be cool.
The Mega Man collection.
How does the D-pad feel with its placement?
Not terrible.
Not terrible. That's a good way to put it.
Well, because it's similar to, like, I guess on a DualShock, because you move your finger over here to use the left analog stick.
Right.
It feels similar to that. Whereas on a regular Xbox One controller, it's quite a stretch actually to go to the D-pad.
Right. And now, how does that D-pad feel? Does it feel like an Xbox D-pad where it's like clicky?
No.
Like it feels like buttons? No.
It feels springy.
Okay.
Yeah. It doesn't feel bad. You do get analog triggers up here. It does feel small.
Well, that's kind of the point of it.
Right. Well, they're small and then they're small. It's like this feels like my hands are too big for this.
That looks about the size of a Super Nintendo controller, which is what I'm going for here if I want to play 2D games, you know?
This is my SN30 Pro. So it's about the same size, like this way.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I'm excited to try that out. Yeah. You try it out, and then I'm stealing it from you.
All right. It's, like I said, it's wired. I think it's a 10-foot cord. But yeah, should be cool.
Thank you, Celia from Hyperkin.
All right, we got one more box. What do I do with my knife?
This is, I believe, from PowerA.
Yes. Are we allowed to unbox from competitors?
You should see if there's a note before we do it.
Yeah.
I believe we're good. I'm going to double check, too.
There is a note, again addressed to Bob.
I do not see any embargo information.
No. Again, nice thing.
Oh, no, it's on their website, I believe.
Thank you so much for being an awesome PowerA influencer. It means a lot to us. We wouldn't be here without people like you. Best, what does it say? Elodie and Margaret.
Well, thank you. So I'm going to put this in my video when I get the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch.
Right.
Hopefully I get it because I haven't been able to pre-order it. But these are Animal Crossing controllers or controller. I don't know how many they gave us.
Sorry, I got distracted by something else that is not an Animal Crossing controller. Oh, so you got an Animal Crossing controller.
All right.
And the Witcher controller.
Oh. When did that come? Hasn't that been out?
It's been out, but they sent it to us. So now we have it. So now it's official.
Oh, cool. Well, I want you to know that you have all of my wireless Pro controllers.
That can't be true.
You have all of the.
I have one PowerA wireless controller, and then I have the GameCube shaped one.
Okay, but you also have like the Hori one with the giant D-pad.
I don't think I have that.
You have that, you mother.
I gotta look. I do not think I have.
Because you took a bunch. You took like 8 controllers for a party you had.
I gotta look. Because I have 2 wired ones, and then I know 2 wireless ones.
Anyway.
These look like they're the exact same controller, just one is Animal Crossing design and one is The Witcher. You got Bluetooth, wireless, and motion controls. On-the-fly button mapping.
Oh, which is super important for Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Quickly map action buttons to 2 additional advanced gaming buttons on the back to gain a competitive advantage. Yeah, it's got ergonomic design, motion controls, mappable buttons, and Bluetooth 5.0.
I think the Witcher one came out in October.
Yes.
So it's been around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, these are nice, especially the Witcher one. Cool.
Well, I got to try the Animal Crossing one because
Well, next time I see you, you can take both of these.
That's the Animal Crossing one. There's only one design.
Only one design in the box. With,
it looks like there is only one design.
Yeah.
Oh no, there's 2 designs.
What's the other one?
Boop. There is Timmy and Tommy featuring green buttons and green leaf pattern background, and a KK slider one, which is the one we got.
Right.
Featuring brown buttons and an items patterned background. Okay.
They also sent us, well, I guess you, but it's in my house, so it's for you. A simply thankful gift. It's a Bluetooth speaker. Portable Bluetooth speaker. Just as a thank you.
I don't have one of those.
Really?
Yeah. I was with people talking about Bluetooth speakers, and I was like, I don't leave my apartment, so there's no reason for me to have a Bluetooth speaker.
So you'd think that, but I have like one of those $20 Anchor ones.
Mm-hmm.
All my friends have the exact same one, and we love it just because, like, even around the house, if like I'm listening to music or if I'm watching YouTube on my like iPad, and like, you know, the sound coming out of the iPad speaker isn't that good. So if I'm washing dishes or cooking and I have my iPad, you know, propped up in the kitchen, you use that, and like it just makes everything sound better.
Yeah, you know, I usually listen to like podcasts or like I'll put up a YouTube video or something, and I'll just put it on my phone full blast, and I'll just put it somewhere.
Well, it's nice to have that extra volume. And then I got one of those UE Wonder Boom speakers. That's even better.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Well, thanks, Powerade.
Well, that's not all.
Oh.
Because they also sent us Powerade branded M&Ms.
Oh! I was going to say, is it chocolate?
Yeah, it's 3 bags worth.
Good. Good. You can have one, but I want some. Are they actual M&M brand M&Ms, or are they knockoffs?
No, they're M&M branded M&Ms with like the Powerade logo on it.
We got to get some Wolf Den branded M&Ms. That's a great idea.
Yeah. Thank you for sending me something I gave up during Lent.
I don't give up nothing.
I know.
Give me all the chocolate. Anyway, thank you, Powerade. I very much appreciate it.
Thank you, Powerade. Thank you, Hyperkin. Thank you, Creative. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone who's helped support us.
Of course, if you want to send things to Wolf Den Live, we got a P.O. box, so do that.
It's in the description.
Make sure you are a famous video game accessory company.
Make sure that you put embargo information if it's embargoed, because we will break that embargo.
Most important.
Bino Shadow said the Stealth 700 is a headset that will mix your phone's audio for chat or music.
What's his name? The guy who sent this money. Clarify that later.
That's what I'm.
I know
he's
Shadow.
The guy.
Yeah, I know that. I know that, Bob.
There's also the Steel Series Astro.
Yes,
does the same thing. That was
like
the first one to do it.
A lot of gaming headsets now do that, I feel.
Well, it's like a feature because of the Nintendo Switch.
Right.
Anyway, we gotta do the tweet of the week.
Tweet of the week. Tweet of the week. Tweet of the week.
This one is so stupid, but it made me laugh for a very long time. It's by Young Snacku, and it says, "Why does anime food look so good?" Will, you got to play this on your own screen.
I'm playing it right now.
I'm gonna play it for everybody.
Oh, that's good.
So if you're listening to the audio version, it's one of those tweets where it's like, anime food looks so good. and then it's like a montage of anime food, and then right in the middle of it, the freaking thing for the mid boss in Sonic 3 comes out and then lights the whole thing on fire with the music, and it's so stupid. But then under it, the person puts he writes, well, again, this is blowing up like Angel Island. The only thing I want to plug is the green screen for this. Please get in on this meme. And I was too lazy to actually do it, but I think this meme has a lot of potential.
Yeah.
So there's a green screen version of this on Young Snacku's account. It's YUNG.
I think it's worth getting involved in this meme.
Buy stock in this meme. Invest in this meme. This is a great meme, and I want to see this. I want people to make more dumb stuff with this green screen. There's also, this green screen has 2 versions of the guy coming in, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got 2 different music clips.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good meme. Great meme.
Yeah. A friend of mine actually just sent me a tweet. It says, I've never been tailed by a Russian spy, but I have walked through a furniture store with a salesman casually following me from a distance.
The cast says, Bob, you always make it easy to understand things that should be simple. I am wanting to sell my Switch and buy a newer version, better battery and cosmetic. What's the easiest way to go about this? I like eBay because you don't have to talk to anybody. It's not the easiest way to go about it, though. The easiest way is probably like Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or something.
Yeah. I've sold stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It's really easy to do. The only thing is that's more of a local thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, people in your neighborhood who are willing to come to your house to pick it up, or you go to them to drop it off.
Actually, the easiest thing is probably GameStop, but it's also going to give you the least amount of money.
Yeah, also it's not going to be here in like a month, so
that's true. The best thing is, I think, eBay, but it's also the most time consuming. But it doesn't mean it's hard. Like it's not hard to put stuff on eBay. It's going to take it's the hardest of the options. It doesn't mean it's hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're going to talk to you people.
Yes. As always, you can reach us on Twitter using the hashtag WolfDenLive. If you left a comment on last week's WolfDen Live, then this is the part of the show where we will finally answer you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen watching us at home, please start leaving your questions and comments, because we will get to them when we are done with everybody else.
I never opened Discord, so this will take a minute.
Waiting.
Well, do you have it open?
Yes.
So then why don't you start reading stuff?
All right, fine.
We start with the hashtag.
Yes. Here we go. Q73 Power. What games do you guys have in your backlog that you actually intend to play and finish? Not the many games you have around that you don't intend to play to the end. I have a list. When I finish a game, I take it off the list.
Mega Man 0. I will actually finish that.
I always say I want to finish Alien Isolation.
You're like very close to beating that, aren't you?
I don't think I am. Because I started it on PS4 when it first came out, and now I have it on Switch. So I think I'm just going to start over again on Switch and play it on very easy and just powerhouse my way through.
I think Fred broke.
Yeah,
because he posted he just posted the hashtag WolfDenLive and then posted. Oh yeah. No! Oh, lazy Fred. Jordan hashtag WolfDenLive, but then in a separate tweet, he added the tweet. It was like an addendum. Anyway, how slow is USB 2.1? Currently downloading a game onto a game update onto a flash drive. Not enough storage on a main computer. And after like 3 hours, I'm at 1.6 gigabytes out of 3 gigabytes. Do I just gotta suck it up? Why are you putting it on a flash drive? Not enough storage on the main computer. Make some storage, man. Make some room.
Yeah. Also, USB 2, the speed is 480 megabits per second, whereas USB 3 is anywhere between 5 and 10 gigabits.
So I 400 megabits per second is faster than what you're doing right now. But it's variable. Like it's just a bad protocol. And I think that I don't know if I'm getting this right, but I think that it can't do both ways. You know what I mean? It doesn't have like a 2-lane highway.
Well, 480 is just, that's good for like Word documents and a couple of pictures. Something like a game, like it can't handle that very well.
No,
like it'll store it, but like transferring it's going to take you a while.
Well, think about it like your internet. Like,
yeah,
I got like you can do a lot with 100 megabits per second.
Right.
So you should be able to do the same with a USB drive, but it just works. It's just a crappier protocol. It's not like Apple. It's like apples to oranges.
If he's going to try and play that game off of that thumb drive, it's going to be a problem.
He better not. It sounds like you're just downloading the update and then putting that on the computer.
Yeah,
which is probably what you should do. Yeah, but no, just make the room. You're going to need the room. Make the room. It's always good to have a little bit of room on your hard drive. Anyway, Brandon FRFX legit just put #WolfdenLive.
Yeah.
He didn't add anything. And then just now, Haru and using the #WolfdenLive said Bob loves Animal Crossing. I'm trying to love it. Last week's Wolf Den Live, in the comments on YouTube, we got Roland Pertive, who says, I can't believe I'm seeing two retro gaming guys concerned that there might be scaled sprites mixed in with polygons. If I were to sum up the look of 5th generation gaming in a nutshell, it would be sprites scaling awkwardly alongside polygons at 20 frames per second. You guys have actually played on N64 before, right?
Nope. We're fake gamer girls. We've never played an N64. Our first system was the Xbox 360, and all we played was Viva Pinata and Dance Central.
Listen, Mr. Retro Gaming Guy. We were talking about how the sprites or the PNGs that are on N64 games or PlayStation games, they're using pixels, and they're low resolution because the systems were very low resolution. So they could hide how low resolution they are. The polygons would be the same resolution as the images because of how they're scaled. However, on an emulator, the polygons are super sharp because your computer can render those polygons nice and crisp. Which we explained all this already.
We weren't concerned about it necessarily as much as we were stating how these games were built.
Yeah,
and how.
Well, let me finish. The because the polygons are so crisp, the textures and the pictures and the PNGs or whatever you want to call them, that or the sprites and the picture assets were still a low resolution. So comparatively, they look weird. On the N64 itself, if you're playing at the resolution they're supposed to be, they look fine because it's all masked. But on an emulator, they look bizarre because it's not being masked by anything. And yes, our concern was that how are they going to do that on official hardware?
Right.
If they want to bring it up to 1080p. And the solution is probably scaling all of the pixels at once.
And it's not like we were worried about anything in particular. It was just saying that, like, you know, this is something they have to consider if they want to make an N64 classic console.
Right. No, I'm terrified. I'm shaking my boots about it. Jacoby Noctis says, you began the video talking about the emulation on the PS Classic. Now, I won't say the emulation is perfect, but it is definitely pretty good. The biggest issue the PS Classic had was that it used many of the PAL versions of games that ran at 50 hertz, which is why many games like Tekken 3 feel and play so slowly. But Sony has always had amazing PlayStation 1 emulation. PlayStation Classics on PS3, PSP, and PS Vita are really, really great from what I have played.
Now, he's not wrong in that PS1 classics on PS3, PSP, and Vita, like those are done very well. I've played a couple of them. They handled quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that just goes to highlight, the thing about the PS Classic is that, they know how to emulate their own games. Why would they resort to the PAL versions of these games?
Yeah, well, that's what he talks about.
Yeah.
Like, that's the biggest flaw in the PlayStation Classic.
But like, there has to be a reason why they went with the PAL version over the NTSC.
I think it's because it was a European developer that made it, and that's it. That's the only reason. Anyway, Restive 68, Restive 86. I'm dyslexic. Says, love this podcast / video, very entertaining and interesting. Thanks, dude.
Thank you. Sorry, my brother butchered all of that.
I'm sorry, I'm having a stroke. Android Nate or NGA Productions says, I hate the way he says Mario. Too freaking bad. Go watch Wood or RGT or Spawn Wave or somebody. Chappie says, ha ha ha. I'm watching this on my phone with my earbuds in and was just about to say, screw it, I'm out because I keep hearing crackling chip bag in the background. It's driving me crazy. It sounds like it's being pumped directly into my brain. Then I noticed it's the guy across from me in the lobby. Ha ha ha, I need better earbuds.
Yeah, you do.
I actually saw that comment last week. That was good. I like that. Will mutes himself when he eats.
Yeah, because now I have that ability.
Q73 Power, what games do you guys have in your back? Oh,
I read that.
It was in the same comment. I mean, the same chat.
No, it says Twitter for.
But he put it in. It's lumped together. Anyway, that's it. Now we're here to talk to you people in the chat.
Yes.
Oh, the cast says, I was more asking if it's better to bite the bullet and buy the second Switch so I could transfer everything over, then sell my original, or just back up cloud saves. No, don't do that. It's definitely better to have the other one there. And if you are going to go to GameStop, I'm not saying this is the best option. Financially, this is not the best option. But this makes your life a lot easier. If you go to GameStop and you trade up to get the newer Nintendo Switch, they usually have some promotions where you will get more money than you normally would at GameStop for the new Nintendo Switch. Also, they will let you transfer the stuff over. Usually, if you go to like a slow GameStop, if you go to like one in the mall, it might be a problem. But I know when I worked at GameStop, we would let you transfer your stuff from your old console to the new console in the store. So that would make your life a little easier. You won't get the most money, but I bet you might get a decent amount if there's like a promotion to upgrade.
Yeah.
Or a promotion to spend your money there on a new console, because they always run promotions like that. All right, who else is in the chat here? Metal Face Doom says, why does guy on the right look like the one from Real Genius? I'm gonna Google that. I don't know what that means.
You're on the right.
I know who's on the right. Are you talking about? That looks more like you, Will, but I hate to say it.
I gotta look this up.
This guy right here. What actor is that? Who's the main character here? What is that guy?
Val Kilmer's the main character.
Yeah, I thought you meant Val Kilmer, but no, he's 100% talking about whoever the hell this guy is.
Well, if you had it on screen, I could.
Well, wait for it to catch up.
All right, fine.
Act like you've done this before.
What was it? Kyle Luang, thoughts on Nintendo taking down and re-uploading the Direct?
I think it was just a mistake. I don't know. I don't really know what happened. Did it stream and then not post an archive? Because that's something that.
Well, no, I think they took it down and then re-uploaded it because they added something about the cloud save.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's anything to think about. I don't think there's any crazy stuff going on there.
Yeah. That dude, any thoughts on the 8-bit do 0? Do you already have a video on it?
Is that the small one?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a tiny one. We got them. I have not played with them, and I don't know if I want to make a video on it. I don't think it's worth making a video on.
I feel like it's a very niche project.
Like, I mean, I've made videos on stupider controllers,
right?
but I mean, all right, it's a small controller. Wow, look at how small it is. Like, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like.
Yeah.
The hook on this controller isn't as interesting as a lot of other controllers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, the hook is that it's small. On the other one, on the 8-bit do Lite, that had all D-pads, so you can play games on a D-pad that you wouldn't normally play on a D-pad because the D-pad registers as an analog stick. Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like, you could do a lot with that. That's interesting. I'm down. You can play freaking Link's Awakening the way it was supposed to be played. But this is just small. Like, okay.
I think the 0, honestly, it's more for cell phone gaming. Like, if you're big into gaming on a cell phone, but you need the game requires a controller,
Mm-hmm.
like, this would be good for it because you can carry both in your pocket, and not take up a lot of space.
Yeah, I would say it's for the Switch, but you got the Joy-Cons. It's like not much different. The only difference is that it has an actual D-pad.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would just use the Joy-Con. I mean, this is better for the Switch Lite, I guess, but
Yeah.
On a regular Switch, I would just use the freaking Joy-Con. Like I'm not using a D-pad, but I will take the compromise in that I don't have to carry another device with me.
Yeah. Anthony Anderson, question: what are your thoughts on the current state of GeForce Now, and how would that compare to something like Parsec?
I'll read that again.
What are your thoughts on the current state of GeForce Now, and how would that compare to something like Parsec?
I don't know anything about GeForce Now. Parsec is really, really cool. I'm assuming that GeForce Now is like a similar Parsec situation. So Parsec lets you, it's like a remote desktop situation. So you can like remote into your computer or another person's computer. You can allow access to your computer for somebody else. But its purpose is gaming. So the latency is really, really, really low. So if you're running an emulator, you want to play Mario Party with somebody, you can allow their controller to access your computer. So it's as if they're plugging their controller into your computer from wherever they are. And it runs really, really well. So I guess GeForce Now is something similar.
GeForce Now sounds like Stadia.
Oh, well, then it's completely different.
GeForce Now instantly transforms nearly any laptop, desktop, Mac, Shield TV, or Android mobile device into a PC gaming rig you've always dreamed of. Instantly play the most demanding PC games and seamlessly play them across your devices. So, yeah, that sounds like a Stadia or Project xCloud.
So I should mention that Parsec also, they have servers that you can rent that are basically souped up gaming PCs. So you can do a Stadia-like experience in Parsec.
Okay.
But that's not the main purpose of Parsec. I think it's more useful to remote into another person's computer.
Yeah.
Or I have a friend who uses Parsec to remote into his desktop at home to edit video because it's so low latency. Mecha Dragon says, can we mention you guys' questions for Wolfden Live on your accounts? Because I'm drawing blanks. No, you use the hashtag Wolfden Live.
Yeah.
On Twitter. You don't have to add anybody. If you just at me on Twitter, I will just answer you.
Yeah, same.
Hey, Bob, did you hear about the SNK talking about Neo Geo version 2 and 3 from Nintendo Life? Says John Wismer. I saw somebody else comments about this too.
Yeah.
Nope. Nope, I'm getting old news. Neo Geo console? No, I heard something about an SNK console. Nope, I'm getting all old news on it. I don't know. I think it just happened.
SNK has been releasing a lot of like plug and play consoles.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they're doing another version of that.
Krenas says, do you think Nintendo will do a completely new console within a couple of years, or keep making the Switch? I think they'll do some sort of thing that's close to the Switch, but with some fancy new bells and whistles in another 2 years, maybe. Like a Switch 2 that you can only play Switch 2 games on, you can only play Switch 2 games on the Switch 2 or something like that. I don't think we'll get something hugely different like we got between the GameCube and the Wii,
right?
Or between the Wii U and the Switch. I think we'll get something pretty similar to the Switch, but maybe the Joy-Cons will be different. Maybe there'll be a new sort of like portability gimmick.
I just hope that you'll be able to carry all your purchases over from the Switch to whatever the comes next.
Unlikely.
Yeah, that's... Oh, God.
It'll probably be backwards compatible, but your digital purchases, unlikely.
Great.
I don't see that happening.
Or if it is compatible, there'll be some cockamamie way to access them again.
Yeah, it'll be super weird.
Yeah.
I already can't play my freaking games easily on my friggin' Switch Lite and my Switch.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to PAX in a few hours, and I have not packed, and I'm going to be streaming from there, and I don't think I can use my Switch because it's my secondary Switch, and I need internet in order to play any of the games.
Right.
And for some reason, at the place, you can't connect your console to the internet. It's a very strange situation.
Guess you're bringing both.
Well, I can't use my Switch Lite either.
Oh, right. Because you got to transfer.
I can't dock it. So, I think I have to use AJ's.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, anyway, I'm done. Thanks for hanging out.
All right, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, Wulff Den Live is every single Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on youtube.com/WolffDen. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put it up as an archive version on Thursday for you to watch on demand whenever you want. If you prefer to listen to us rather than watching us, you can do that as well. We are also an audio podcast on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, and Stitcher. And if you listen to us on any of those platforms, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us because that helps us with placement on those respective stores. Also, if you would rather watch just a little bit of Wulff Den Live, maybe you want to send a specific clip to your buddies, then head on over to Wulff Den Clips, where our good friend Eric Henley takes this week's episode and cuts it down to bite-sized chunks for your viewing pleasure.
Guys, I'm going to be at PAX East. There will be a signing at the Screenwave booth at noon on Sunday. Also, I'm going to be streaming from there on twitch.tv/WolffDen at 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. There. So if you're home, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on twitch.tv/WolffDen. Oh, Thursday. Thanks, Will.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thursday. So tomorrow. And otherwise, if you just see me there, come say, hey, I'll give you a sticker. I'm going to have a bunch of stickers. But yeah, that means next video on Tuesday is going to be all the cool stuff I saw at PAX. And it'll be a fun time.
And next week for me will just be a regular-ass video because I'm not going to PAX.
Yes.
I'm on paternity leave.
Everybody go watch Will's Bloodshot video.
Yeah. Seriously.
Thank you guys all for hanging out. I'll see you later. Maybe I'll see you at PAX. Goodbye.
Bye.